retired General Charles Chuck Wald, also the former deputy commander of the U.S. European Command. General, great to have you here. So you know this base well that Iran attacked this afternoon. It's the biggest one in the Middle East. 10,000 troops are stationed there. It makes it a big target.
Yeah, it's a big target. It's very close. It's just across the North Arabian Sea, or the Persian Gulf, you want to call it that. So less than 250 miles or so. So it's a big target. It's a lucrative target, and but it's also very well defended. As we saw today, 18 out of 19 of the missiles were shot down. It's very hardened. They have a lot of aircraft, hard aircraft shelters, and underground tunnels for moving around the base. So it's a great base. It's most of the assets the aircraft had left before this attack today. I think first of all, it's important that the Iranians are talking about stopping the fighting, but it's kind of cynical that they would fire missiles at a base today and pre-announce it to the United States that nobody gets hurt, just so they can prove there are people there. They still have some fight in them, but it's a good move, and I think it's a good signal, and I think they got the message with the B-2 attack.
What do you make of the fact that we haven't heard any confirmation from either Israel or Iran of President Trump's social media post?
Well, if I'm the Israelis, I think I read in your report earlier, Elizabeth, where it was 6 hours until the ceasefire. I'm not going to do anything until that 6 hours is up, and I'm sure they still have targets they're attacking in Iran. And by the way, I know you follow this closely, but I don't think I've ever seen the Iranians say something that's been true, or they've ever kept their word. So I'd be a little cautious too.
Yeah, there's a lot coming out of the mouth of the spokesman there that we have a hard time believing. We're also hearing reports that Iran is being run by a bunch of men who are in underground bunkers who won't even use a cell phone. They're using a courier to run back and forth. It's pretty primitive the way they're running this entire thing.
Well, if I were them, I'd probably do the same thing after, since the October 7th, 23 attack on Israel in the Gaza area. Israel has pretty much decimated the axis of evil, if you want to call it that. They've pretty much defeated Hamas. They've defeated Hezbollah. They've degraded the Houthis in the Yemen. And now they've attacked Iran, which has never really been attacked like this before. It's now taken out probably most of their nuclear capability. The obliteration part has got to be confirmed, which will take a little time. But after seeing what the United States did on Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan, I think the Iranians have been put way back on this program, potentially 5 to 10 years. And the Israelis, by the way, have done a superb job of getting the area ready for the U.S. to attack, taking out the Iranian S-300 Russian missiles, and then other defenses. So I mean, it's a fabulous historical campaign, if you will. Israel's done a fabulous job. Now the United States putting kind of the cherry on top of the ice cream. It's amazing.
President Trump has said from the very start, he's been saying for 2 decades that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that was the impetus for his launching the strikes 12 days ago to get rid of the nuclear program, although he's now expanded and started and openly pleaded with the Iranian people to rise up and overthrow the Ayatollah. But sticking with the nuclear program, you just said that you think that the stunning success of the American bombing this weekend, of the Israeli campaign for the last 12 days, has set the Iranian nuclear program back at least 5 years, but it hasn't wiped it out completely. We know from satellite imagery that there were trucks lined up taking enriched uranium out of some of these nuclear facilities before we bombed them this weekend. We don't know where that is right now.
Well, first of all, it hasn't been verified, so you're right. I think we should err on the side of caution and believe they still have some of this enriched uranium. But making a nuclear weapon is more than just having enriched uranium. There's a whole bunch of other parts that go into that. First of all, some of their scientists, some of their better ones, have been eliminated. There are all kinds of different technical things you have to do to make a uranium into a nuclear weapon, and then you have to have a delivery mode of some sort. So I think they're a ways away from that. They're certainly more than, say, 10 days away from one bomb. And by the way, when we said before where they're 10 days away from one bomb, that's 10 days away from actually forming an uranium capability to put into a nuclear weapon. You've got to form this thing. You have a perfect sphere. You have to have a detonator. You have to have a delivery mechanism.
It's hard.
On the other, it's hard to kind of detect a lot of that. And so I think what happened is the right thing. I'm not totally sanguine that we're 100% out of the woods on Iranian nuclear capability, but I feel a lot better today than I did yesterday or the day before.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.